What's up? Another day as an agency owner, and I've just had this prevailing thought throughout my day today of like, man, I'm doing everything right. I feel like I'm doing everything I should be. Everything's set up, all of my ducks are in a row. I'm at a really good time in my life. I'm really focused and just really determined. Got good habits and everything, and man, even with everything, it's still not a cakewalk by any means. It's really hard at times. Trying to do this all, it just feels like walking through sludge at times and taking 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to complain or anything. That's not why I bring it up. I bring it up because honestly, like, I have so much respect for people who have built agencies from scratch. Like, yeah, I just have a lot of respect for them. Because you think, like, you tell yourself all these stories like, oh, if I was not in school, or if I didn't have to work, or if I, didn't have an addiction to this or that, or if I wasn't like going out on the weekends, or all these excuses, like, oh, then I would be able to do it. And that's what I thought. And I got everything in all my ducks in a row. And it's like, oh, no, it still takes a ton of effort. It doesn't just, all work out super easily once you figure out some other things. Anyway, yeah. I don't know if this is how days have been going in the past. Recently, I really don't know. I can't think very much right now. But today was really a lot of these waves of up, down, up, down. And what I mean by that is really predictable cycles. So I get into a work block, 2-3 hours, and in that work block I start off with like, oh, I know what to do. Start working on it. Things get more complex, things are getting more difficult. Then I start getting frustrated, and I'm like, oh, well, getting all mad, like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing. Then I take a step back, take a break, go for a walk, take a nap, something, and I come back to it, and I got all these fresh ideas, and I redo the whole thing again. It's like, oh, got this. Things get more complicated. I start getting frustrated, start getting tired. I'm like, this isn't working. I got to figure something else out. I can't seem to figure out what else to do. Take a step back and redo, just over and over again. And it's kind of satisfying, to be honest. But yeah. Anyway, my marketing strategy has completely changed since yesterday. Actually, I'm not sure if that's true. But yeah, worked on creating. Well, I started the morning off with really digging deep into our target personas, our avatars for advertising too, and really digging into their pain points. That was a lot of research I did. And then this afternoon, I began working on creating an ad concept. So I used Photoshop to create 3 different images with different text on them. Very, very simple. Stock image, text overlay. We got to start as simple as possible because there's so many things I got to learn. And if I try to do everything perfect and try to make everything really great, we're never going to get through this. So minimum viable product. Basically, every time I would take a step back, I come back, all right, simplified plan. How do I make it easier? How do I make it simpler? Remove the complexity. That was the pattern. And so eventually, I got to images, a text overlay, and working on the first ad right now. Hopefully, the goal is to have a functional ad set up for tomorrow using Facebook innate leads or forms. We're not going to have a landing page because that just adds complexity. We'll get a first ad up and we'll start collecting data. We'll start gaining experience. And while those are running and while we're collecting data and experience, I'll be working on the next most important thing. So whether that's a landing page, whether that's a second ad, whether that's setting up other systems, I don't know right now because that's not what I'm focused on. My focus right now is getting this first ad up, and the goal is to get it up by tomorrow. So what is stopping us right now is not much. I'm going to sleep on it, wake up, adjust the ads just a little bit more, make them a little bit better. I'm going to get 2 pieces of copy. I'm going to try to prime ChatGPT to give me those. Not the greatest copywriter, I'm going to be honest, but maybe I'm not using it correctly. And then we'll get 2 ad headlines for the Facebook ads, and then create a form to fill out to collect leads. And we'll be all set to go for that first campaign. Also got to figure out how to run ads for my dad's practice through his account, because I tried today to try to get into his account from my business account and wasn't too certain. So that's the plan. Clean up the images a little bit, get 2 pieces of copy, 2 headlines, create the form, launch a campaign. Other things I did today. I did a little bit of review from the Agency Navigator course, just some studying. Also had a call with an attorney, reviewed my contract, all set up to go. We removed some stuff, and we added some stuff, and it should be all good to go. Everything I want the contract to give me, the rights I want to have. I also studied a bit of copywriting today. I began watching a little bit of copywriting courses. Or of the copywriting course on Educate. And so far, really super interesting stuff. One of the interesting things is we make decisions emotionally at first, and then we justify the decision with logic after. First to ourselves and then to others, usually, which is super interesting to me. That's so cool, because it makes sense to me. We make an emotional decision first, and then we justify it with logic. So when we're writing copy, we want to really dig into emotion and get an emotional response, and then justify why we are the logical solution for their emotional problem or their problem, the emotions they're feeling, the pain they're feeling. So the way he described it, I'm not sure of the guy's name that's running the course yet. I'm sure I'll pick it up as I go, but he describes copywriting as digging a knife into your potential client and turning the knife and really getting them to feel the pain of their problem so that they have no choice but to crave a solution because the pain is too much. They need a change. So that's super interesting stuff. Dig the knife in, twist it, and then present your case logically. He described copywriting not as writing, but more as a prosecutor trying to prove a case. You're trying to take the steps. You're trying to get them. The question he asks is, what do I want, or what does this potential client need to believe in order for them to want to buy my product or utilize my service, something of that nature. So he sets it up of priming beliefs, triggering emotion, It's all strategy, really, strategic. It's not storytelling necessarily like normal writing. Um, but yeah, I think that's pretty much what I got so far from that. I think that'll probably wrap it up for today. Looking forward to sleeping tonight, waking up with some fresh ideas. It's always great to wake up and just feel like I know what I should be doing and get into work and then start questioning like, oh man, like it was so easy. Like, why is this getting so hard? And then getting out of that difficulty and being like, oh, it's easy again. Oh, good thing I got through that. That's never gonna happen again. And then just cycling. It's crazy. It's weird. Um, but yeah, that first morning block of work is the key for me, or the most enjoyable, because that's just when I'm mentally most clear. I got the most energy. I'm calm. Between like 9, 11:30, that's the prime time for me. And then the rest of the day is like just kind of grinding it out, collecting more information, gathering more um, information to then be processed in sleep, and then to be the cycle to be all over again. But yeah, so much stuff to learn. That's why we're just like minimum viable product all the way. But yeah, that's it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow with new ideas and things.